Okay, so I've made this big column of steam coming from his mouth onto its own layer, and that allows me now to use a soft eraser and kind of shape it and let it break up as it goes into the atmosphere. And mostly I'm interested in it kind of obscuring his face a little bit, but allowing his tusks to have a little bit more dimension. So they're going to peek through this cloud because they're more in the foreground of it. So that's without it, that's with it. It's pretty heavy still. Yeah, but that helps the tusk come out forward a little bit. Okay, what else might I do? I might want to exaggerate the texture fill behind him to help set him off from the background a little bit. So I take a big chunk like this of the texture fill layer, duplicate it, and then push that behind my creature. But on top of the background behind it, and then blur that out, Gaussian blur. And you see how much that helps to kind of set off my creature there. And of course I can use my soft eraser. Bring out some of these things in the foreground. The lighting pretty much matches. But if it's as cold as this, and this is my creature, I would expect there to be maybe little patches of frost or something on his back. So then I use the same techniques I was using in assignment 2, and I'm going to do a little clone stamp layer. Make it red, new blank layer on top of my creature. And I'm going to sample with my clone stamp. This was a mistake some people were having. It's the tool option you want to make sure you have for clone stamp so it works predictably. Have it sample from all layers. And then I can take some of this frost and kind of paint it in on certain edges. Maybe not quite so opaque. Especially this foreground ice and frost that's nice and contrasted. Will work well on these. Look a little icy. Can keep moving my selection just by hitting Option. So now they're starting to look like they're encased in ice a little bit. And I can definitely use it to obscure any highlights that are too strong. Give some texture to the shadows. All while knowing it's on a safe layer that's not affecting my actual pixels, it's just setting on top of them. And then I could do a little bit of that on the horns as well. So a little bit of this iciness. Okay, now this is the beauty of having it on a clone stamp layer, all on its own. I have it marked red and separate. That's without it, that's with it. Let's play with some different features, like maybe putting it on overlay. It helps a little bit. Let's try soft light. It's more subtle. Let's try pin light. And I think what I liked best is overlay. Maybe play with the opacity a little bit so that they're frosted up a little. Okay.